this portion of the Java Sea is a popular shipping channel, and I'd imagine that has pros and cons. The pros, you have some civilian ships that are out there that could spot this or could join the search. The cons, in the search for wreckage, there might be so much debris there that there might be a lot of false positives, a lot of false items identified. So help us understand what this search area looks like.
Well, certainly the way that this is going to work, given that it is a heavily traveled shipping area and these are shallow waters, the visual search will certainly by air will happen at first light, as well as ships. They will be looking when the sun comes up visually on the surface for debris. They'll be using side scan sonar if they have that capability. But what ships are doing right now, what the larger ships can do and will do, is they will stop for the evening and they'll turn on their own big searchlights, and those searchlights will scan the water. Perhaps some, and we don't know what's happening on those ships, but presumably if they have large searchlights, there will be people at all hours that are at least monitoring the surroundings as they would normally. And if they do spot anything, any debris, any survivors, they would alert. So in that sense, you do have a lot more eyeballs that are out there, even in these evening hours, than certainly there were during the search for MH370 in the southern Indian Ocean, which it took a long time just for ships to get out to the search zone, going through very treacherous waters. And while this is monsoon season, has been pointed out, and there were 3 storms converging on that area, it is still sailable and flyable, as Richard said. There are flights going through that area every day at all hours of the day. But the really big search, Victor, will happen in the morning, and this is just going to have to be such an agonizing night for these families. Because until they have answers one way or the other, they're clinging on to hope that perhaps their loved ones might still be alive, and they're waiting for that word, and they don't know, and they won't know until they get the answer about what happened to this plane, an answer that we likely won't have for a while, at least during the overnight hours into tomorrow morning.